tell me, Diana, why after basically four failed attempts, do you think those four failed attempts, they actually helped you succeed?
Yeah, of course. I mean, every big expedition in big Mother Nature, so I don't care if you're climbing Everest or Annapurna, or if you're trekking across Antarctica or running across the Kalahari Desert, when you come back, make it or not, succeed or not, you have new information. My team is extremely intelligent, and we were versed. There were 44 of us in the end, some closer to the inner circle, but John Bartlett, our navigator, who we lost 3 months after the swim, and just at my age, was a veritable genius. And in every aspect of life, but in the ocean, he read those charts, he consulted every possible source of information, and he knew how to take a swimmer going only 2 miles an hour by average, actually less if you count the stops for feeding, how to somehow trickily get through that big Mother Nature Gulf Stream we talked about, and the swirling eddies that are on the surface, and you have to have a little luck too. So there were 4 failures, and they were public, and they were crushing. But had we been coming back, and I couldn't do it to my team, to come back with the exact same protocols, nothing new. Well, let's just go again and see if we get luckier this time. There isn't really much luck. We came back with a silicone mask that was made by a prostheticist who works with people who are blown up with grenades and have fires, and they're waiting to get their skin grafts, and they can't afford to have infections. So he builds them, these beautiful silicone masks, and it took us 9 months, but he built me one. And I wish I had it here to show you tonight, but it's in the book. It's an alien sort of figure, and I look at it with such tenderness now, because that was one of the things that was new that we came back with, because the year before we used the highly technical thick pantyhose to protect the face, and even with the whole body, you're not allowed neoprene, but I was wearing a tight stinger suit, they call it, and booties, and all this stuff is difficult to swim with. Pauline can tell you how difficult it is to put on. You feel like you've been auditioning for Cirque du Soleil when you're out there, with your leg up like this and trying to get the leg on. But it was something innovative. These expeditions are about science, and they're about technology. Wait a second, I'm not done with this now. She's just rushing me through this. No, just kidding, I'm almost done. So not only was there new technology, but all these people from nutrition and sports science and CNN, who had been our great friends and found this story so inspiring, by the 5th time said, it's valiant that you want to try it again. I guess, that's a spirit we have to admire. But this swim will never be done. Male, female, young, middle-aged, old, era, it will never be done. And I said, but you're sending me all these calculations of glycogen deprivation and sensory deprivation and being immersed in a liquid colder than your body temperature and inability to digest in a supine position. I get all that. I thank you all for your notes, but you're forgetting the most important, sort of moment of this endeavor, and that's the power of the human spirit. And don't ever tell me that I can't reach for the stars, because you know what? I just might get there one day. And we did.